Technology and innovation helps to fuel the growth of any economy. Technology makes what was once impossible possible. With these words, I, Deepa Khatri, Deputy Director at ICSI, would like to extend a very warm welcome to all the viewers at this webinar series on launch of LLP modules in MCA21-V3. This is the first out of 4 webinars of this webinar series, which ICSI has organized in association with Ministry of Corporate Affairs. The objective of this series of webinars is to apprise the members and other professional colleagues with this new initiative of MCA and to attune them with the new way of filing of LLP forms. For this, we have with us Joint Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Shri Manoj Pandey ji. Shri Manoj Pandey ji has served different ministries and departments, Government of India, including Department of Expenditure, SFIO, Competition Commission of India, Ministry of Finance, Government of India. Welcome you, sir. I welcome Shri Ranjit Pandey ji, who is Chairman Corporate Laws and Governance Committee and past President of ICSI. And this webinar would be addressed by the technical experts from Ministry of Corporate Affairs as well as from LTI team. We have team from e-governance cell of MCA, who is actively involved in successful implementation of the LLP project and also involved in transition of MCA V2 to MCA V3 project. The team includes Shri Sanjay Jain ji, who is Director e-governance of MCA, Shri B. Shri Kumar ji, who is Joint Director and who is also a member of ICSI. Welcome, sir. Shri Vivek Kumar, Deputy Director at MCA. Shri Vamsi Krishna, Assistant Director at MCA. And from LTI team, we have with us Shri Sameer Gupta ji, Program Director, Shri Rohit Bhatt, Program Manager, Ms. Seema Malhotra, Domain Head, Ms. Sakshi Sharma, Domain Expert, Ms. Vijaya, Domain Expert, Mr. Girdhar, Test Manager. So now with this, I would like to invite Shri Ranjit Pandey ji for his address.
Thank you so much, Deepa. Manoj Pandey ji, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Shri Sameer Gupta ji from L&T. Then Sanjay Jain ji, Director MCA, B. Shri Kumar ji, Vivek Meena ji, Ashila Krishna ji, and all other dignitaries present here in the today's webinar. I, on behalf of ICSI, welcome you all to this unique webinar series on the launch of V3 version, specifically related to LLP. I also welcome all the members connected through web for this webinar series and request all the members to kindly come up with their suggestions, thought process, and whatever queries they are having in regard to LLP and V3 version. Friends, the Institute of Company Secretaries of India specifically commend the efforts of and dedicated efforts undertaken by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, led by Shri Manoj Pandey ji, under his guidance and direction. All these initiatives are being taken by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs to do the ease of doing business and ease of operation or ease of doing, providing services to the stakeholder. We at the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, on behalf of entire council, on the behalf of members and students, and also of the stakeholder, thank Ministry for sincere and dedicated efforts for bringing the ease of doing and ease of operation, ease of living to the corporate fraternity. Just briefly, I'll share the revamped website will reduce the requirement of attachment, make the form web-based, and strengthen the pre-fill mechanism in the various form. Let me highlight the objective of V3 version. First is enable the business community to register a company and file a statutory document quickly and easily, provide easy access to the public document, provide faster and effective resolution of the public grievances, provide registration and verification of charge easily, ensure proactive and effective compliance with relevant law and corporate governance, enable MCA employee to deliver best of the breed services. So friends, with the usage of the technology, with the usage of, say, web-based technology particularly, ministry is going for the complete revamp. And we as a professional, we company secretary particularly, I'm saying, are required to provide wholehearted support and whatever say feedback and suggestions to the ministry, so that we should be able to make the system even better in the times to come. Ministry is making all its endeavor to make best possible efforts. In fact, I appreciate the efforts of the ministry that they came out with the testing requirement, and a lot of testing exercise has already been done. Stakeholder grievances has also been taken, and thereafter, before the launch, a detailed and dedicated exercise has been carried out so that it should be coming error free. However, still something is there, then dedicated team will be there. Institute is coordinating with the ministry, and ministry is giving all the guidance and support to the institute, so that all the grievances, all the say suggestions are for the improvement of the say new system. Whatever is required to be done, institute in the partnership with the ministry will be carrying out. So with this, I welcome all the members to this one day first webinar of this series. We are going to organize 3 webinars. Next webinar will be on the 28th March, 28th February, and last webinar in this series we are going to do on the 3rd March. So welcome all the officials of the ministry also for this particular webinar series, and a special welcome to Manoj Pandey sir for always being supportive to the institute and its initiative. I request you to kindly address the participants, sir. Over to Manoj Pandey sir.
Good afternoon. I will not speak much because everybody would be interested in knowing about how the LLP module would come out, what are the technicalities involved, what changes we have made. And I think we have a host of officers from e-governance team and also the technical and domain team from LTI, who is supporting MCA and all professionals now in V3 version. As Mr. Ranjit Pandey said, to facilitate ease of doing business and ease of living. As you all would be aware that the first phase of version 3 has already been launched in May 21. What was the first phase? We had addressed at that point of time that a revamped website was in place. The look and feel had changed. Then ebook facility was for all acts were put in place with all advanced search facilities. And they get, in fact, now and then, they also, all notifications which are issued, circulars which are issued, they are put in that ebook which is available on our website. Gradually, other modules also came to be launched, including our learning management system for our internal officers, e-consultation, which is there in place, and in days to come when some legislation is going to be drafted, the public space, when it would be put in place, then comments would be invited on that platform, and it would provide a very easy access not only to stakeholders but also to MCA officers. We have engaged the stakeholders in the entire process. As you would be aware, that the V1 was basically digitization of corporate affairs, records of corporate affairs. V2 was refinement of that digitization. So cleaning of registry took place, and V3 is now going to be analytics based. It has to be data analytics based. That is why when the cleaning of registry has taken place, we are now at a position when we can also put in place some data analytics tools. Data analytics tool would help not only the ministry in finding out the defaulters, but also the stakeholders in ease of filing. So that would, in days to come, when the company module would also be launched, the stakeholders would get a feel of it, that how much ease is being provided on the portal, and to do all kind of compliances. we have taken a staggered approach in rolling out these modules. So beginning with now the second phase when we are rolling out this LLP module first on 5th of March, 11:59. So basically it will roll out from 6th of March. And thereafter, it will, in next month, we will, in April, May, we will be coming out with company module. We have engaged Company Secretary Institute. I am very happy that the members from ICSI have given us support while testing. They have tested the forms. They have given the feedback also, which has been incorporated. It's possible that some more feedback would come while we roll out, because when we roll out the entire system, see, there are a lot of technicalities involved from one platform to another platform. The data gets migrated and thereafter the entire process gets changed. But whoever has tested so far, we have got a positive feedback, so to say, and it was quite encouraging. The form layout has changed. It is going to be web. It's a web layout now. Web forms, we say now, rather than e-forms or PDF forms, they have become web forms. So all forms would be web forms now. The payment and challan, there were two issues on which we used to get grievances. I hope that in V3, when we roll out LLP module and then company module, we would be in a position to say that there is transactional issue which stakeholders used to face while making payments, and also finding out whether challans have been generated or not. I think that would be taken care of. We are integrating with Bharat Kosh, and Bharat Kosh is a platform which is well known to everybody. It's a lot of, in fact, alternate options. I believe that should help the stakeholders, and that would help them in filing the forms. I will not take much time because there are 3 webinars. I wanted to speak and interact with the stakeholders. I welcome all the stakeholders to give their feedback. And I'll request the technical team and domain team of both our e-governance and LTI team to take the stakeholders through the finer nuances, which we are going to roll out in LLP module on 5th March, 11:59. Thereafter, that would become 6 March, 12:00 hours. So FO portal, as you would be aware, the form filing has stopped because we are in the process of now migrating the data, and that is the requirement of rollout of a new module. So with these words, I thank all the participants, particularly the company secretaries, members of institute who have actively participated in the testing of the forms. Whoever has tested, I thank on behalf of LTI and on behalf of MCA, entire MCA. Thank you very much. I'll request LTI team and e-governance team to take it forward. Thank you, Mr. Pandey. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming and guiding the members and entire team, sir. Thank you.
Now I request the technical experts from Ministry of Corporate Affairs to take over.
Yeah, is this presentation visible?
Yes, it is visible. Right.
Thanks.
Rohit ji, thanks for giving a presentation. Before that, I will
Yes.
Yeah, formally convey. And respected past President Mr. Ranjit Pandey ji, and who is also a chairman of Corporate Laws and Governance Committee, Deepa Khatri ji, office bearers of ICSI, all members of ICSI, officials of LTI, and my colleague officers, a warm special good evening to all of you. First of all, I'm very much appreciative to ICSI for organizing this wonderful webinar for creating awareness among the members with respect to filing of LLP forms in the new MCA V3 platform. So you all must be aware and acknowledge that MCA is always determined for the better and committed for the better betterment of the stakeholders. So likewise, this MCA V3 forms also will be helpful to the stakeholders. And I again request all the stakeholders to kindly give your positive feedback, and in case of any deficiencies or positives, when you find that we are making arrangement for 24/7 initially for technical help desk, and all such deficiencies or positives will be fixed. So nothing to worry about it. And as always, we need your continuous support. And before starting, I just want to give some brief about the changes. What all are the new changes in this as a new version of MCA V3? So this is actually MCA has initiated a transformation of e-forms. In V2, you would have seen PDF-based form. Now it has become web-based e-form filing. So all the stakeholders will experience look and feel, and it is very easy for filing to the stakeholders. And stakeholders already, they would have experienced this web-based filing in Spice Plus form and DAR3 KYC as well. So then another advancement, we are making the changes in LLP forms, or in respect of Philip form, we are bringing NIC code 2008 instead of 2004. So what about existing LLPs? The question will come. For existing LLPs, all such NIC code 2008 will be captured through Form 11, that is annual return filing for LLP forms. Then we have introduced the police station jurisdiction in all the e-forms, wherever the e-forms captures the details of registered office address of LLP and address of designated partners. Then we have also kept in mind about the decriminalization, which have been introduced, which have been implemented recently. So these are the new changes we have done. And mostly in Philip form, if we see, presently we can capture the details of only 2 designated partners. Now we are facilitating for capturing 5 designated partners. Similarly, in case if the LLP is getting incorporated with more than 200 partners, now we have increased that limit, and there will not be any difficulty for incorporating a LLP beyond the number of members of 200, because system will automatically give the facility for add-on facilities. So likewise, in Philip form, we have integrated with CBDT for providing PAN and TAN as well. So once if the LLP got incorporated, the certificate of incorporation will be generated with the details of PAN and TAN information. And with respect to form number 11, I have to tell that see, so for our professional members, certification is required in case if the turnover of the LLP exceeds 5 crore. So in such cases, if the LLP is under CARP process, we are facilitating only for certification by the resolution professionals, and there is no need for certification by the designated partners. This is one of the new changes we are bringing in. And in form number 24, that is for striking off, the stakeholders have to provide the details of pendency of adjudicating proceedings or non-payment details, amount of penalty imposed by adjudicating officers. And going forward, in LLP, we have form number 29, that is for foreign LLP. In respect of, it is a notice, alteration in the certificate of incorporation or registration. This form 29 has been merged with existing form 28. Now there will not be any form 29, and a new form 28 will be available with the title Alteration in the Documents Filed for Registration by Foreign LLP. And I know that all the stakeholders must be aware about the recent notifications issued by the ministries. So one important such amendment is with respect to rectification of name. Presently, form number 23 has to be filed before the registrar of companies in case of seeking direction for rectification of similar name of LLP or similar trademark. But going forward with effect from 1st of April 2022 onwards, this form 23 has to be filed before the regional director. And as a result of this introduction and changes in form 23, we are making changes in form 5 also, that is for change of name. Once if you file the petition before making application before the regional director in form 23, then RD will pass order or give direction against the defendant company. And if the order is in favor of the aggrieved aggrieved LLP, then within 90 days, that defendant LLP has to change its name. If that LLP does not change its name, then automatically flagging will be given in the MCA portal. Then system itself will change the name of the defendant LLP's name, and the name will be like this: order number of regional director followed by LLPIN number. This is the new change we are going to make. And similarly, as a result of this new LLP amendment rules, a lot of sections of Companies Act have been taken forward in LLPs also, like applicability of section 90. So for which here in LLP also we are bringing in LLP bend to form for providing the details of significant beneficial owner. Likewise, section 164 for disqualification of directors, that is applicable for LLP also. And 165 number of restriction on number of designated partners. Designated partner cannot be a designated partner in more than 20 LLPs as available in as in the case of companies. And for vacation of office also section 167 is applicable. And with respect to section 206 of Companies Act also, it is applicable for LLPs. So central government can order inspection of any LLPs. So likewise, section 252 also has come for of Companies Act is applicable for LLPs for restoration, and LLP can approach NCLT for restoring its status once if it is under strike off mode. So these all are the major changes. And see, going forward, Ministry is contemplating to bring AIML, that is for name reservation, artificial intelligence and machine learning, and mobile apps also will be available. And there will be a robust corporate management system. So whenever there is any default on the part of LLPIN or designated partner, an alert will be generated in the system to the back office users, and auto generation of notices will be given. Likewise, a proactive enforcement module also we are going to implement. So with this note, I will forward my floor to Mr. Sanjay Jain and Mr. Vivek Meena. They will have a few words about this MCA21-V3 transformation. Thank you all.
Good afternoon to all of you. As Sri Kumarji rightly said, very thanks to ICSI for organizing this type of webinar for the knowledge information to the stakeholders. Our main users of the MC21 is ICSI or ICAI professionals. This MCA21-V3 will not improve the existing system or services, but also we have created new functionalities like adjudication, advanced help desk, feedback services, user interactive dashboard, and some other services, reporting tools, and revamped master services. Phase 1 already launched, which consisted of e-consultation, ebook, email on 24th of May. Learning management system is also deployed on October. In the second phase, we are LLP module followed by companies. LLP as told going to be launched on 6th, 5th midnight or 6th, you can say. And this LLP module, Sri Kumarji told all the broad, you can say LLP Act types of the things. What are the rule changes? What are the major differences you should know? और जो डिफरेंट जो चीजें और डेवलपमेंट इसमें है वो हमारी टेक्निकल टीम आपको बताएगी. यूजर डैशबोर्ड, भारत को चलान वाला जो है, बहुत सारे इश्यूज पहले होते थे वो इसमें नहीं रहेंगे. वेब, टोटली वेब फॉर्म. I think after the launch of this LLP, this stakeholder will say, यार बहुत अच्छा काम किया है. और आप स्टेक होल्डर्स के ही सपोर्ट से हम लोग और आगे बढ़ेंगे. जैसे जैसे आप लोग का फीडबैक आएगा, यार ये चीजें और कर सकते हैं, ये चीजें कर सकते हैं, that will help us with the able guidance of our joint secretary. And we have a wonderful technical team, L&T Infotech. इन दोनों मतलब without LTI and the guidance of joint secretary, we could not succeed. इसी वजह से LLP मॉड्यूल अभी हम लोगों ने जो देख लिया है, अब लोग के पास 6 को लॉन्च हो ही रहा है, बहुत ही वंडरफुल है. ये उम्मीद करता हूं कि सब कुछ अच्छा रहेगा, आप लोग के द्वारा ही तो और आगे बढ़ेंगे. थैंक यू. विवेक, आपको कुछ कहना, आप कह सकते हैं.
Yes, sir. So good afternoon, everyone. So I was lucky enough to see the entire, development of MCA21 version 3 right from the development of the RFP itself. And we've held extensive, consultation with external stakeholders, including the industry bodies, all the institutes, along with the general public at large. And based on that, we developed the RFP, and we have continued with the changes in the e-forms as well as the development of the system itself. So broadly speaking, MCA V3 will be moving from a transactional system to a compliance management system, wherein the digital development since 2013 will be leveraged to make it easier for the stakeholder to do their compliances, and at the same time it will make the non-compliances much easier to be tracked and checked. So based on that, the ease of doing business motto of the government will be achieved, and at the same time corporate governance will also be enhanced through this. So JS sir, Sri Kumar sir and Director sir has already mentioned all the broader and the technical details, and I'll let Rohit to now speak about the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek sir. Thank you, Sanjay sir. Thank you, Sri Kumar sir. Hi, this is Rohit. I'm representing LTI here. I, along with me, have some of my colleagues who will be helping me in order to complete the demo. I have Samir Gupta ji, who is the program director for this program from LTI. I have Seema Malhotra. I have who is the domain head from LTI. I have Sakshi, who is an domain consultant. Along with that, we have Vijaya, who is expert in domain consulting. I also have Girdhar and Raina from my team who will be helping me across the live demo along with Sakshi. So with this, I'll just, although JS sir and Sri Kumar sir have given you the brief along with Sanjay sir. So I'll just give you a brief that how these phases have been rolled out till phase 3. So when we started, we had rolled out last year the first phase of this project, which were website redesign, wherein we changed the homepage about MCA, news and updates, data and reports, and contact us. We also rolled out ebook and e-consultation services. We also had email services for the MCA officers. And then we also rolled out the learning management system for officers. So that was the phase 1 of this project. When we moved to the phase 2 of this project, we already had launched a website, global search, that is there on the website. It was rolled down somewhere on 28th of November. So the new go live that is happening on 6th of March, actually it is happening in the night of 5th. So when you wake up, probably in the early hours of 6th, you will be able to access it. So we'll be launching first the MCA portal login and registration. This will be altogether completely new. We'll walk you through the demo once on the live demo once we finish this presentation. We also are launching the LLP forms, all the LLP forms as a module. We also have for the back office, for the officers, MC officers, we are also launching the VO portal altogether. The next phase is the company module, which we are targeting somewhere end of April and May early as the target for that to roll out. So I'm just noting down the forms that we have, although Shri Kumar sir has already defined that what kind of changes are happening in the forms. This will be complete a web-based form. I'm just noting it down. There are already 20 odd forms that are being identified in the LLP forms, wherein 28 and 29 have emerged into one. There are some linkages of the forms that has been done on form fill-up. So that is the change that we are bringing in. So total forms that will be released on the LLP is be 20 forms. So I'm just noting it out, the form names and their descriptions. So what are the key features? I think most of us have already discussed. What are the key features that we have? One is that we will have simplified and secured login and registration. There will be enhancements of the forms. As we mentioned that we are moving from a PDF to a completely web-based forms. There will be also the LLP forms that will be coming up clearly new. We are also launching new payment platform altogether from Bharatkosh. It's completely a new platform which gives little bit of enhancements towards the users and betterment towards while doing the payments. We are trying to address most of the issues from V2 to V3. We analyzed, we addressed few of the issues which will get addressed in this module. Although I can't say it is completely closing all because we still have the payments and transactions failure from the bank side. But from within that MCA side, we have addressed all the issues which are related to payment. But this feature will keep on enhancing more and more. There's an interactive dashboard, and we are also revamping the back office portal for MCA officers. So what is happening on registration? We have simplified the username and registration process, wherein PAN number validation will be done, registered email IDs, or we have LLPIN, SINs. Those all changes we are bringing in. We are also refined user types, roles, and groups. We are also trying to have user IDs and password recovery easy. It will be a two-step process. We are also streamlining the authorization suspension process, highlighting authorized manager, secretary, officers in default. We are also making sure that email and OTP are being used while doing the registration of on the MCA portal. We are also making sure that additional security checks are done. So like OTP validation in case of login from different devices, session will be expired in 5 minutes. Latency period checks will be done. So on 6th morning, so you will see a login page like this. So wherein the LLP login will be separate. So you have to go to the login. As soon as you click on the login page, there will be two logins that will be visible. One will be for LLP login and another will be for company. For LLP login, what change we are bringing in and what is the change that will go on 6th of the morning? One is that your user IDs, which are currently being used, will be simply, you can simply go there and log into LLP as well. So as soon as you log in into this, you will be routed towards the update page, you know, the professional or the page that is there for updating and addressing, updating your details. You'll be routed to that, but you will be able to log in whatever login you have as of now. So that is one point of this. People who have
just to add.
Yeah.
Just to add, Rohit, so basically just for the stakeholders' reference, see, as this transition is happening in stages, so and as JS sir and other dignitaries, Sri Kumar sir and Sanjay ji highlighted, that we are rolling out LLP first. So the change is coming in on the LLP side. The change which is coming out is we are moving towards web form. So during this transition period, there will be certain functionalities which are working in old way, and there are new functionalities which are related to LLP coming in new way. So what we are trying to highlight over here is that for a new way of working for LLP, we'll have to work via the login, which is for LLP login. So that's why we are saying people who want to work, or the stakeholders who want to work in the LLP area, they want to do filings, they will have to come via the new login procedure, which is made for LLP. People who are, or stakeholders who are going to work on the company modules or use services which are related to the company side, will still working in an old manner. So the old manner means we'll still have areas which are downloadable PDFs. We'll fill in PDFs after downloading it and upload it. That way, the filing of forms will happen in majority. There are still some forms which are web. They will continue to happen in web. For them, the login will have to be done via the company login button. So once they click on company login button, if they want to do company filing, they have to click on company login button and go through that login process. So that's a little differentiation in the interim manner. As we move along and roll out all the features, it will become a single login. So till this transition is taking place, what we want to highlight, there will be two steps which we'll have to take. So if filing has to happen on LLP side, we have to use the LLP login button to log in. If we have to do filing on the company side, then we have to use the company login button to log in and to access those services.
So I have one question here, small question. This is if we as an academician or any student wants to see any form, so they cannot see now because these are now web-based and one has to log in first. So how we can know the contents of the form? I know that in the notification of rules, the contents of the forms are there, but if amendments are there, we need to compile everything, and then it would be difficult for us to know the contents of the form now.
No, ma'am. So the download facility of the forms will be available. Once we'll roll out, and once everything is done, we can make those forms available for you to download it at one place. That's not an issue.
Without login?
Yes, because there are some instructions also will make it available for you, because we have instruction kits, we'll have training materials always available. Whatever was earlier, ma'am, it will be always available for you.
Okay. Thank you.
That's what.
Please continue. Yeah.
So for DSC logins, where we had some DSC, where DPINs and all those professionals where they were logging through DSCs, for them, there will be a change in password that will be communicated just before the live. I won't disclose what should be your password, but it is as simple as any of the passwords that you receive while logging in. But we'll make sure those passwords are sent upfront before they go live. That will be communicated. Also, for the registered user, this is an opportunity also for themselves to upgrade to business user. So you can go there, register yourself, and upgrade yourself as a business user as well. So that is the overall change that we are bringing in this login screen. Although as of now, we have taken this image, this will change while you log in. That's what we have received the feedback. So except image, rest of the things will be same, but image probably will change just before they go live.
So just to add what Rohit was saying for clarity purpose. So if we look at the current V2 portal, so anybody can come and file. So you can become a registered user. You do a registration as a registered user, and you can come and file. And in the new systems, we are bringing in restrictions. Restrictions in terms of that only the business users can do majority of filing. There will be certain filings like run LLP and all, which does not require you to be a business user. You can still file it, but the other filings will become little restrictive in terms that the right roles people can only do the filing, be it business users, which could be company user or a professional. They can file. So that restriction is coming in. So what it means is there will be a change. when we do a first time login. So suppose I'm a professional, but I have created my own account as a registered user in the current portal. So, and I'm able to do all filings and all. On 6th of March, when I come to the new portal, I'll be able to use my current existing user IDs and logins, which I use for logging into the portal now. I'll log in using that registered that user ID and the password. Since I was a registered user, I'll at this point of time, if I want to do any filing, I'll find restrictions that I am not able to file LLP or run LLP or a Philip form. Post that, I'm not able to file it. So in such cases, users will have to upgrade themselves. So when they log in on the profile, there is a profile update page. On a profile update page, users can upgrade themselves. Upgrade themselves means since you are a professional, or since I'm a professional, I can say I'm a professional, I want to upgrade myself. So I will choose as a business user, I will say professional. I will provide the details about the professional part of it, which is my membership ID and all. And my account, which was in the current system as a registered user, will get upgraded to professional user. And this will allow me to continue with my filing without any disruption. So this upgradation process will have to be looked at if we are unable to see that we are file it and we want to file those forms and I have right credentials to upgrade myself to a business user.
So just for information, if you still face any issue, the first thing is the training material will be available on the website. Second, the call center, MCA call center has been updated with all the instructions. They will be able to help you with all the helps on the logins if you are facing still any issues. So what is the form enhancement highlights that we are doing as of now? We are introducing a web-based forms. It will, as we are moving from manual to completely a web-based forms, this will reduce manual efforts. We are linking some of the critical forms, as like Philip has been linked with 9, 17, and 18. We have auto pre-filling of common fields across forms that will ensure consistency and effort reduction. We also are making sure that form field optimization by prevent duplicate redundant fields have been reduced. We also are making sure minimization of attachments by introducing a field declaration in the form of digital attachments. We are also making sure that additional of field level validations, they were minimizing effort at the time of filing. The maximum size, I think this was one of the challenge earlier system, that the maximum size individual attachments were 2 MB and the overall size now has been 10 MB. I think overall was 6 actually, overall form, now it has moved to 10. So that's one of the change that has bring in. So I just have 1 or 2 points on the payment highlights. What we have done is in V2, we only had 2 gateways where the payment used to happen. In the Bharat Kosh, there are 8 gateways that that will enable users to choose the gateways that they have facility from. Also, there will be, as I mentioned, there are gateways. Also, it will be increased payment modes: offline, challan generation, NEFT, UTR number update, online credit card, debit card. UPI was not there earlier, which has bring in a new. Net banking always it's same. We also try to have a critical V2 issues to be addressed. We have easy tracking payment. So what has happened, ma'am, sirs, even if you are not getting a payment confirmation on MCA website, for the first time when you move from MCA website while doing a payment into Bharat Kosh, first time you will use your bank ID or whatever transaction you will do for the first time. Immediately a login ID password will be sent it to your email ID, and that email ID and password will be for your Bharat Kosh ID. So you can directly go there. There is also a payment history being maintained for each of the users on Bharat Kosh portal. It is simple. Bharat Kosh or NTRP payments portal are the portal that will be used. You can go there. Even if you are not sometimes getting a notification, although it won't be any possibility, but if at last you are not getting any confirmation on MCA portal, you can still go to your login ID of Bharat Kosh and confirm yourself your payment has been successfully done. So this is an enhancement to the easy tracking payment that will be done on Bharatkosh. We will also show a demo after this. How does it look like? How does the payment happen in some time from now? So we also are maintaining an application dashboard. That was something in V2, it was not there because it was just maintaining a history. But we have an application dashboard now in V3, which will have one place stop for all the SRN trackings. It will track your e-form, total e-form fields, feature of filter dating SRN and dates, call to action buttons such as edit, button, pay. So let's say example, you have gone through the form and now you have saved the form. And now you don't want to do a payment, or you wanted to do a payment later on. You just save the form and log out. So after some time, you will come back, open again, log in, go to the application history. There's a button on the right in the application history. You can go to the site and start editing and fill the form again. So you won't be losing your data. You will go back and again start the work from where you have stopped. So there is a facility being given to the users to make sure they don't lose the data. We also make sure that you can download the forms, whatever SRNs you have filed till date. You can go back and download the form from application history itself. There is always also a notification, reminders, and SMS will keep on going to you. Let's say example, once the form is approved from the back office, or once the payments have been done, all those notifications will keep on going to the users. Also, the filing history, historical filing data, all those forms will be made sure the history is maintained within this application dashboard. So these are the two things that is a new, afresh, which will be used from 6th of March onwards. So what is the LLP form highlights? As I said earlier, form 3, 4, 5 can be filed either as a linked forms, or you can file it as standalone. We also have Philip form being linked with 9, 17, and 18. We also had PAN-10 integrations and validation for LLPs of filing forms, where that enablement has been done. We are also integrating with a trademark authority for the name check facility run form. So this is where one of the use case that AI/ML based use case being used here. So this will give a upfront information to the users about the name checks, name similarity will be done through this integration. Form 28, 29, as sir was saying, this is for the foreign LLPs. This has been merged now into 28. So now it will be, you won't see a 29 there, you will see a form 28 there. So I would pass on this now for a live demo. I would request Sakshi, Girdhar, Raina to go one by one. First, we'll go through the login part of it, how to do the login registration. Then we'll see how the login can be done. We will file one form till end to end and give you a complete story about how the filing, new ways of filing will happen on MCA21-V3. There is also an important, what we are trying to do also is, as JSR said right from beginning, what we have done is we have also released this portal to external users on 6th of February. Till date, there are 100 odd users who have tested this portal. And this is just a testing portal as of now, which we are showing you here. And we have got a good feedback, and whatever feedbacks that we have run so far have been taken care. I am okay. We are okay to take more feedbacks to keep on addressing this in future. It does not mean that I don't have, I can still do it after 6th as well to enhance, or to take to a level which will be very much user friendly to the users is something that we are looking forward. So whatever feedbacks you have, we'll take you at the end of the session, and I would request to keep on noting or put it into the chat so that we can keep on taking it and take it at the end of it and assess it and come back to you with some resolution. Over to Sakshi for a quick demo on this.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? And
Yes,
also my screen visible?
No, it's not. Can you please share it again?
Sure. 1 second.
Yeah, now it's fine. Yeah, Sakshi, go ahead. So, sir, what Sakshi has done is she has clicked on the sign in, sign up on the top right thing, and then the screen has come up. So now you can quickly register any user. So you can go here, register yourself. So you can register yourself, you can choose the role. Yeah, carry on. This is for the new users who are registering into this. We are just showing the user registration. However, the people who are already registered, they just need to put their login ID and then it will take you to their profile page. So these numbers or whatever number we're putting here, the dummy testing numbers, we're putting it here. So once this is done, you just put the first name, last name.
Like user role, you have filled professional here. So
Yeah,
how
ma'am.
many other things are there? Like director must be there. So he has
Yes.
to fill in DIN.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Whatever role that you have to play or your user you want to see as is what is there in V2, same has been replicated here as well, ma'am. There's no change in the user role perspective, sir.
Okay.
So you just put next. Sakshi. Yeah. So you have to fill in the state, city, area, locality, mobile number, and email ID. So make sure the mobile number and email IDs have been put in, which you are accessing in day in, day out basis, because the OTPs will be received on this. Don't put anybody else email ID and then you keep on searching my OTP has not been received and all those things. You can put anything, yeah. So you'll receive the OTP on your phone as well as on your email, which you have entered earlier.
So we have to enter both or any one will do?
For ma'am, this is for both.
So as to ensure that the email ID and phones are
Yes,
correct.
because while registering, you need to make sure it shows verification of both is done. If you see it on the above, it is and above. If it would have been or, then either one of would have worked.
Correct, correct.
So good, one test is done. So your date of birth is not as per the PAN database.
Seema ji, you can explain about whatever be the upgradation we have done for business user while login. What all are the added functionality facility they can avail?
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you very much. Just wanted to add a few points out here. Whatever has been explained by Rohit and is being demonstrated by Sakshi, I would like to add a few points out here. For the business users, most of the filings are allowed. All the filings can be done by the professionals of all the three institutes. They'll be allowed to do all the filings of all the forms of LLP or the companies which is going to come into the being. But as of now, let's concentrate only on LLPs. So all professionals will be allowed to do the filings for all the LLPs. The additional functionality is available out in the forms is that if I'm login as a professional, I'm login through my business user ID, then in the form I have got an availability. I can go to the form and I can search for the LLPin. After my login, after logging to the system and assessing the form, then I can go and search the LLPin. However, if I am a business user in the capacity of a director or LLP user, or as an authorized person by the designated partner or LLP to fill in the forms, then in that case, if I'm login through company LLP login or director's login, then what will happen is the LLPin will be automatically be filled in. The moment I do the filling, then all the details with regard to LLPin and all associated information will be pre-filled in the form. So this is the major enhancement which we have done during the user registration. There are two types of registration which we have provided. One is of business user and another one is of registered user. So registered users can do filings which were of very limited in nature. They cannot do the filings for all the forms. Like if I want to do the filing for the run or Philip, I can do that as a registered user.
Seema ma'am, just holding you. So sir, this is the email that we have received. She had created the email ID and we have received the username on this. A creation is done. So Sakshi, you can start the login now with the user. Till the time Seema ma'am will finish this. Sorry, ma'am, Seema ma'am.
No, it's perfectly all right because showing off the document reinstates that what we want to inform. Then and it is much more it is much more detailed in nature, and having a look at the document can see that what kind of a communication we're going to receive. So as I was saying, that registered users can do very limited filings. This is more from the reason of that as an MCA system, the MCA should be aware that whosoever is doing the filings for the companies or professionals who are actually and are there in the and associated and affiliated to various institutes. So they whatever they are doing, then subsequently company cannot do this, can make the statements that they have not done the filings. These filings are not done by them. So it is more from that perspective. It is more for a responsibility fixing prospect that user login and registration module has been introduced. Sakshi, are you through or you want to?
No, ma'am. So we will show the end-to-end form. So can you just, Sakshi, show the screen again? It's not visible. Yeah. So sir, now that the registration has happened, we'll just show the login now. So for the first time, while you are entering from the same device, you have to enter an OTP which you will be receiving on your mobile number. However, if you are not logging from different devices, if you're logging for the same devices, you won't be asked to enter the OTP again and again. But for the first time, it will ask you the OTP which has been sent. So here, any one of the, so ma'am, just hold on here, just hold on. So ma'am, if you see here, there is OR written in between mobile number and email ID. So either of one OTPs will work from email or SMS.
Yeah, I understood. That must be for ensuring the verification of the email ID and the mobile numbers.
Yes.
And now it's for login, so any one OTP will work.
It will be OR, ma'am. Yeah. Just want to make sure that if somebody is searching on mobile, it is also on email that will work. So I think I was mentioning about the application history, but we'll go first straight away for one of the form filing, and then we'll show the application history. Can you go to one form? Yeah. So under MCA services, you go to LLP services, you will find the LLP form, run form here. And rest of the forms are under e-filing. Under e-filing, all the rest of the forms are there. So if you go and file one of the run form, Sakshi.
So why is this distinction that some forms are there in under other head and
there is
e-filing?
No distinction, ma'am. We are trying to rearrange it one go. We are trying to do that in the next week, in the coming week. There are few more simple changes that we have received of recently. This feedback was taken earlier as well. We have received this feedback. We are trying to put it together and arranging them at one place. This feedback is taken, ma'am. We'll put it at one place.
Okay.
So if you see here the form, ma'am, so if you see on the language from the V2 as well, we didn't have Hindi. The English option will be by default being chosen. We still don't have Hindi as an option because it's in V2 we didn't have. Under that, there's a link called Refer Instructions Kit for filing the form. If you see it in each of the forms, this link will be there. So you can click on this and you will be downloaded with the instruction kit to file the form. Because this is a bit change now from coming from PDF to web form. So for each of the sections, we are given an instruction kit over there to make sure you're filing the form, and enough instructions has been put on each places within that kit to make sure people don't have any issues while filing the form.
It will really be helpful. Earlier, there were two separate PDFs now. For instruction kit, there is a different. Now it's hyperlinked.
Yes.
It is very good.
Yeah. So you can file one of the options in LLP details, Sakshi. So you can file a new corporation, Sakshi. Please go ahead. So I think Shri Kumar sir was mentioning about the NIC codes. Because this is a run form, your incorporates, your SIN number won't be there. So NIC codes, you can search NIC codes from here, search from it, and you can select it. At a time, you can select 3 options, ma'am, from here. Okay. So the second 2 options, which are, except first 2, those are the subsets to the first one. You can select from here. And if you see it below, ma'am, on the 3 and 3B, the information has been pre-filled based on the NIC code we have selected. So now you will propose some names. Sakshi, you can propose some names.
Just wanted to add a point here with regard to the main NIC code. The first which has been chosen by the stakeholder will come into the LLP. So whatever you want that it should come as a NIC code in your name or the LLP, then it can be chosen. Like I can put the second one as first one also. So then that will reflect in the LLP of mine.
Okay. So if you go up, Sakshi, this is where I was mentioning in my presentation, as well as Shri Kumar sir was mentioning. So there is a name check facility wherein it will also validate the similarity of the names. And this is where our AI/ML based method or a use case is being used. You can upfront, identify that the names availability. If you see it, ma'am, here. So what Sakshi has put above the name, it is already available in the database. So it gives you an error. If you see there's an error there, so it won't allow you to move forward. If you see the submit button, it is disabled. That means you cannot file this form because you have to change or close this error here. Then only you will be able to fix it. So if you go up, Sakshi, and change the name again.
So it will reduce the resubmissions and
Yes.
all. It will facilitate, right?
Yes, ma'am. Upfront, it will reduce the submissions.
And in case if we click on the conversion of LLP thing, then I think it will pre-fill some of the data of the previous
Yes, ma'am.
LLP.
Yes, ma'am. Because in that case, you already have LLP. You just put the LLP, it will search it. So now if you see the name she has put, there are no errors here. And now your form or submit button has been enabled. Now you will be able to, and also the other part is we have also made integration with the trademark similarity alerts as well. So this is an external interface that we have integrated as well. This will also give enhanced information about the similarity alerts as well. So based on this, ma'am, completely, and this was appreciated across the users that we have sent it across, that this is one of the facility they were earlier taking. It was a lot of manual work. Now it has been automatic here, and it is an upfront check being given to the users. So now
and
with
because
this,
of this, there were lots of rejections also.
Yes.
So it will be very good and smooth incorporation. Maybe 2-3 hours a day work for incorporation of a company.
Yes. Now, Sakshi, you can go ahead and submit. So as soon as you submit, ma'am, you will get a fee page, which is the transaction details. It will have it will give the details of the fee, total fees that has been, based on the save submit or based on the form, it will give a total fees, and you will do a payment here. Click on payment. Now, if you go here, ma'am, you have to choose between the online and offline. Online is simply do an online transaction, that whatever transaction you will be, taking forward. Offline, it will have 3 types of transaction again. One is you will download the challan, go to the bank and do the transaction there or do the payment there. Second is you will do the NEFT transaction and offline. Third is credit card and debit card transaction. You will do it in offline. If you go to online, you can submit it. So if you see the link, if you can showcase the link on the top, if it's possible for you, Sakshi. We have moved to the Bharat Kosh. Ma'am, this is the Bharat Kosh we were mentioning. This is the Bharat Kosh website which we have moved on. And as soon as I'll get the details here, I'll come down, I'll confirm here. And this is where I had the gateways. So as I was mentioning earlier, V2 only had 2 gateways that were available. There are 8 here, and it also has the UPI facility being available. Now for testing purpose, ma'am, what we have been provided by the Bharat Kosh, they have given us the credit card number along with the visa details. So we have to use those only credentials that were shared with us to do this transaction as of now. But once you move to the production, all these gateways will be enabled and you will have complete facility to use any of the gateways to do your transaction.
So earlier there was an issue that payment gets deducted, but the challan or any receipt people were not getting. So I hope this will be addressed in this.
Yes, ma'am. So we see this is something from the bank side, by the way, but we didn't had any problem in the MCA portal as well. So what good thing we have done is, one is the improvement or the success percentage will improve with this, because there are a varied number of transactions, because there were only 2 gateways and everybody was hitting those 2 gateways. In this, there are 8 gateways. So probably you have a flexibility to go any of the gateways. So like say one of the gateways is down, or if there's a problem with one of the gateways, you still have 7 odd gateways where you can do a transaction with. That's one. Second is the information what the transaction has done or not will be available at 2 places. One on the Bharat Kosh portal, as I was mentioned, that for the users, you will also get one more user ID once you do a transaction. There will be one more user ID being selected where you can directly get into Bharat Kosh portal and search or go their transaction history. You can pick the payment status from there. Second, you will also have on MCA portal anyways the transaction history from the application dashboard. You anyways could see or download the receipt from there as well. So both these places, it is enabled, ma'am.
So one more thing I want to add here, just as Rohit had mentioned that within the MCA system, there is not a problem of the payment. The problem happens when the system is talking with the bank's system, and during that interaction there can be some delay or some lag, because of which the payment confirmation status is delayed. So if if you go to the Bharat Kosh website for doing any transaction, what they do is for every bank they will show a percentage of how much percentage of transactions are getting successful. So what it does is it helps the stakeholder also to see if for example you choose a bank, let's say State Bank of India, it will show you how many % of those transactions are successful. So you have a idea of if you do a transaction through one particular bank, what will be your success rate. That thing was missing from MCA portal, and that is why user used to think that it's an MCA issue. However, it wasn't an MCA issue. It was more from the bank side. Rohit, please continue.
Yeah, thanks, sir. And also the gateways, because there were less 2 gateways, now 8. So the load will be varied across these gateways. So probably that will also bring down the load on 2 gateways, and there'll be more options to the users to file the form. So now that the transaction on the Bharat Kosh has been done, we have come back, transaction is successful. We have come back to the MCA portal, and a receipt will be generated. Can you show the receipt, Sakshi? Sakshi, are you there?
Looks like our network connection has dropped or something. Looks like that. We'll just wait for her to come back. Yeah, she is back. I think so.
Yeah. So this is now, ma'am. There is one change that everybody has to take a note of this. Once you come back from Bharat Kosh, please make sure your pop-up is enabled. The pop-up, because this receipt usually comes at a pop-up there. Your pop-up in your browser should be enabled to receive this. Even if you have not enabled, what you need to do is you need to just refresh. First, enable your pop-up and just refresh your page. As soon as you refresh your page, this pop-up will come up, and you can just download this receipt. There is also an option, a download on the top. And once this pop-up is done, you will see on the right-hand top, there is a download option that will come. You will just download from here the receipt that has been generated. And that's all. Now, if I need to see my transactions that have been done, if I wanted to see the form, I will go to the application history. From application history, I will just note down all the transactions so far I have till date done. So I just filed this run form now, and this is the SRN number, and it is as of now under processing. Since run form is an STP form, it will go to the back office, and once it is approved from back office, the status of the form will be changed from here, and there will be also a notification going to the user. So as soon as I do the payment, there are some notification already gone to the Sakshi, whosoever email ID, Sakshi, or phone number has been gone. So this is the SRN has been filing, and so this kind of communication will go to the user, which will tell him your application has been submitted and it has gone. You may click to access. So once this is approved from the back office, you will again receive one more notification. Your application has been accepted and it has been approved. And also it will also show if there's a rejection, that rejection also communication will be done your email and phone. So if you go to the right, come down, Sakshi. If you go to the right of it. Yeah. So if you see all those actions, so action button is somewhere. Once, let's say example, I have filed the form and I forgot to upload the DSC. I forgot to complete the form. There's the action button here enabled. From here, you will have a edit button or payment status or payment done. So those kind of actions will be enabled as soon as your form filing has been incomplete. Those kind of statuses or action button will keep on happening based on the SRN that was generated. So with this, we thank you everybody's time today. And from my team as well, I just thank to Samirji, Sakshi, Seema, Vijaya, Girdhar, Raina, for helping me around with this demo. Thank you very much. Over to Sanjay sir, Srikumar sir, Vivek sir.
So
There are few
Deepaji, if you have
questions.
any questions, I think
Yeah.
we could.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very few are there. Like somebody was saying that we have already filed Philip form and it has approved with MCA, and now we have to file form 3. So what is the procedure?
So, ma'am, they will have to log in once on 6th of March, when the new website comes up. They will have to log in using their credentials, and they can go forward with filing form 3 as per the new system.
The law remains the same, ma'am. Within 30 days of incorporation, they are required to file this form 3, ma'am.
Okay. How many forms filing will be allowed on per day basis on single login ID? Is there any limit?
So there is no restriction as such for filing. As much you want to file, you can file.
Yeah, there's no restrictions.
Okay. Did the SRN of name approved run LLP till 25th Feb 2020 will be linked with the new version of filing form Philip? I think this is the same.
Yeah, so whatever forms have got filed, and if you have to give a reference of that SRN, you can continue to give that reference of SRN and Philip form, and it will pick up the data related to that particular filing, which has been approved, like the approved name in such case needs to be shown, so that will be picked up and shown. So the pre-filling will happen based on the SRN number.
Yeah. So broadly speaking, it's a continuation of the older system. So there will not be any disconnect. If the stakeholder is filing a form, let's say before 5th of March, the same data will continue after the 5th of March also. Only thing is that we are changing the, the way they are filing the form now.
Okay. What about the login time period? As all the forms are now web-based, a major issue will be the login time, because within 2-3 minutes, MCA login may be log out.
So I think Rohitji and Samirji,
So
here you can talk about content delivery network also. That will like speed up our website and the response time.
Sure, sir. So first, to answer the query which ma'am was asking. So basically, ma'am, as long as the stakeholders are active on the website, they can continue to work. So if for example, I log in at 9 a.m. in the morning and I am continuously working on the website, I will not be logged off. The only log off can happen, the system will log off, is if suppose I have opened the website, I have logged in, and I am not working on anything. So my machine is just standstill. I am not touching anything on my machine. So after 4 minutes, we will give an alert saying that there's an inactivity which is going on, and we might log you off. And after one minute, if this inactivity continues, we'll log off. So basically, if it is 5 minutes inactivity, then we will log off. Otherwise, there is no period that will log you off in case you are working on the website. I hope it answers.
The system should not be idle for at least 4 minutes. 4 minutes, it will give an alert. Maximum 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, he will be automatically logged out.
Okay.
Just to add what Vivek sir was referring to. So basically, we have introduced the technical devices which will basically enable the faster delivery of forms and all. So that is what has been used in the landscape. We call it a content delivery network. So that content delivery network is part of the MCA portal now. And because of that network, you will see the faster delivery of content to the stakeholders.
So the response time of the website, Deepaji, will also improve along with filing of the form.
Yeah. But as of now, sir, if you see the performance had already increased a lot, you will see a lot many changes being done, and already the MCA portal opening time has improved a lot. So we don't see, and this will continue to happen as of now. There won't be any lag in that. It will improve from here onwards.
So what if we logged out while filling the form? Just, 5 minutes idle it remains, and it gets logged out. Would it be auto saved, or we need to fill it again the form?
If you are saving the form, it will be auto saved. If you are not saving it, it won't save it, ma'am. So the user have to take a cautious step where they have to keep on saving the form. If they don't, it won't be there. That's any of the systems that we have, that you have to save your data, right? Even if you are doing in Excel or any of the other places, you have to save your data that you are feeding in.
All right.
Yeah, so just as a standard industry practice, when they are filling the form, they have to save it.
Correct. Can we use single email address to create user ID and accessing the portal, or we need to have separate email IDs for each entity?
Single, ma'am. Single will be used. We also demoed the registration of the process. There should be a single email ID will be used to registration of the email registration process that we showed now. That was demoed as well. Okay. You need a valid email ID and valid password, valid phone number.
So just for clarity, one user, one email address is what it is going to work.
Okay. How to delegate?
Ma'am, just to answer, we have been receiving many questions on this, that with the same login ID, can I do multiple logins at different places? The answer is no. For one user, one login will be used. This is also a security policy as well. You cannot use a single ID to have multiple filings done by multiple places. You have to use one single ID to do your filing.
Correct. Next is, for registration for business user, international mobile number can be provided. OTP will be received on it.
Yes, ma'am. Any number can be provided, and the OTP will reach that number.
Okay. So the question is, ma'am, it is as per the earlier process that was there. We are not changing anything. What was to happen in V2 will remain as is.
Okay. How to resubmit form which were sent for resubmission in earlier version?
So they will be migrated as is into the new system, although we had requested to clear the dependency internally till today, but there have been many cases being cleared for. But whatever cases are there, we'll be migrating them as is, and they will have to file or update the information into the system while they're logging in on 6th.
What about integration with GST? We still face issues with the GST integration in company incorporation.
As of now, we are not going live with company, so GST for LLP is not applicable. There is an initiative separately being worked upon, which is called Agile ProS. We are working on this form, which is a separate initiative altogether. As of now, we are not looking for GST in LLP, but for companies, once we go live with that form, probably we can have better clarity on this.
Next is, can we have some dashboard post login which shows list of forms under resubmission?
So I think the application history, which will have the complete information, and it, as I showed, there's an application history, and it will have the complete information about the SRNs which have been submitted, resubmitted, or under processing. All those information or status are there under the application dashboard.
Okay. So others are, I think, the repetition of questions about penalty and all. I think these all are policy issues.
Madam, with regard to resubmission, I wanted to say something. The user will get resubmission option, but they need to download a fresh V3 e-form only, web-based form. Then they have to resubmit. This is the requirement.
All right.
Any more questions,
ma'am? I think the questions are repeated now. There are no more questions. So With this, we have come to an end of this webinar, this session of webinar, but not the webinar series. We would like to now give vote of thanks. Thanks to MCA technical team, LTI team of senior officers who have achieved this success under the able guidance of Shri Manoj Pandeyji. We thank you all for enlightening the viewers on the background, the objective, the practical nitty-gritties, the benefits of this launch of LLP module. With this, I would like to invite all the viewers to the next session of this webinar series, which is scheduled on Monday, that is 28th of February, 2022. So once again, thank you, each of the panelists. Thank you so much on behalf of ICSI and all the viewers.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.